Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Rob's Arcade. Let's go ahead and make it official.
Rob's Arcade, Rob's Arcade, where the games get played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rob's Arcade.
There we go. Absolutely love that. The beautiful singing voice of my good friend there, Buck. We're hanging out here, as you can see, in my virtual 90s bedroom. If you've been kind of keeping up with my channel, you know that recently I've been going through and doing a look at, classic Sega Genesis titles here. Uh, a while back, I kind of gotten out of playing all these great video games, and I don't know, kind of got like stuck in a rabbit hole, if you will, of other channels, mostly video game channels, people who like to collect and play video games. Angry Video Game Nerd, the guys over there at NES Pursuit. And as I'm like watching some of these videos, it just, I don't know, it sparked some nostalgia, if you will, and it just reminded me of my like how much fun I have playing some of these games. And the great thing about my PlayStation is that not only am I you know able to play all the cool new titles like Fortnite, GTA, but I can also download some of these really cool classic games that I love so much. And this is a really great uh, collection here of old games. Some of them I've played, some of them I haven't. And I just wanted to go through them with you one by one in this little series here on classic video games. Let's see, let's put some of these extras here. Okay. I don't think you can look at the cover art, which is kind of sad because the art on some of these are really good. But in my search in or journey through my rabbit hole, if you will, rather, watching some of these guys play these games, I realized like it wasn't just me that just sucked. Like some of these games were just absolutely like almost impossible to beat, especially like on the Nintendo. I can't count like how many times I would rent a video game on Nintendo and not be able to finish the game or even figure it out, and like rent them over and over again. But when it came to the Sega Genesis or the Sega Master System, these titles became titles that instead of just like adding to a list of games that I couldn't figure out or beat, was a list of games that I was able to knock out and figure out. Altered Beast being the first in that long list of video games. Now, I didn't have to rent this game when I was younger. This was a game that came with the Sega Genesis. And this is actually, I've told this story before, but I'm going to run through it very briefly. It was a Friday night back when TGIF was still a thing on Channel 8. It was only like a couple of shows. And Toys R Us toy stores were still around. My father got off of work one Friday and took us to Long John Silver for dinner. But before we went to Long John Silver on the Midlothian Turnpike, he took us to Toys R Us. There's a Toys R Us right there. And we were freaking out. Like, we had no idea, like, why we're going to Toys R Us. This was, like, amazing. We're going out to get Long John Silver for dinner, which was already, like, a great treat. But then, we're going to Toys R Us? And I was waiting for this. This is really cool here. This is some really cool stuff. If you let this play out. They have some really cool like little cut scenes and things that will play. Um, so we go to Toys R Us, but we're not allowed to look around at anything. And we're like, what the heck? Like, we go to Toys R Us, we have to stand up front. And back then, when there was like big ticket items, you would hand them a ticket, and they would go get it from behind the counter, like a bike or something like that. So he hands this lady a ticket. They go get this thing. It's already in a bag. It's huge. We have no idea what it is. We get our dinner. We go home. And he's like, we can open it up once we finish our dinner. So we finish our dinner, and we open this thing up, and it's a Sega Genesis. And I'm like, what is this? And he's like, well, take it out. Let's hook it up. Let's see what it is. And we hook it up and cut it on, and this is what pops up. And I was just like, what? And I'm like, I'm going from this 8-bit Nintendo system to all of a sudden 16-bit. I was like, I didn't even know this existed. Today, everything is like kind of like, what the next system's going to look like, what it's going to be called, when it's coming out. Everything's kind of like released online. And back when I was a kid, they didn't release that kind of stuff. Like, you just had to kind of like figure it out. Whatever, at some point, magazines did become a thing, and you would kind of get your information through magazines, but I had no idea what a Sega Genesis was. So I open up this box, hook up the Sega Genesis. My older brother came over. I have a half brother, and he came over, and like the Sega Genesis was kind of geared towards that older teen, college age individual. Power up. And so him and his friends had been playing Sega Genesis. They knew what it was all about. And he actually showed me how... Oh, you son of a... How to beat the game. Oh, come on. There we go. Get the wolf power. He actually showed me how to beat the game like the very first night. I don't think I beat the game the first night, but I definitely beat this game Saturday. This was a game that I bought. My father got for me. It came with the system. Altered Beast came with the Sega Genesis. And it was the very first game I ever beat on the Sega Genesis. I beat it the very next day, and it started this kind of like, oh wow, this is cool. This is cool playback. I beat this. I want to try to, keep beating it and keep figuring this out. Oh, come on. So hopefully I won't lose my wolf power here.
Welcome to your doom.
But you basically just stand under your score. And he can't hit you, and you can hit him over and over and over again. You see, I'm like a one-shot here. See, and I didn't mean to be a one-shot, but that just goes to prove like how accurate my my half-brother Greg's information was. And so then you go through and you lose your powers, and you keep going through. It was just a really fun, cool game. I just remember like these cool little cutscenes here too, right? Just very, very interesting. Like what is going on? Like this weird guy's got this girl, and you're trying to, I guess, like save her, and then these crazy, just interesting, bizarre levels. Oh no! Get off! And you might not be familiar with this title, but believe it or not, like Altered Beast was a huge hit. when it first came out, and it was very popular among like, oh no, shoot. But we had like fan art where, and it was usually like envelope art is what they would call it as well. Fans would send in drawings and illustrations on envelopes for their fan letter. I like this game, Sonic's cool, and they would like draw some Sonic on the envelope as a way to kind of like show their love for their character. And then like the magazine would publish it. And Altered Beast was right up there. Like, you know, we had like Mario would get little oh no. Mario would get little nods here and there. You know, Sonic, of course. But a lot of games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, but Ultra Beast was right in there with it. And the code kind of applies to a lot of these end bosses here. You just kind of stand around in your score and just kind of keep hitting it, and they just boom. You just kind of run through it that way. The pitfall of this game is all like the cheap shots as you walk through, and the enemies just kind of like either bombard you from behind, or you kind of like misstep and get hit. And they're like, oh, I'm making Pepsi. I don't know what he's doing right there. But yeah, Altered Beast was always popping up in the fan art. And even though it's like some of those, like I said, cutscenes are kind of weird, the interpretation of the art was really, I think, what stands out, and what the you know, as kids and as fans of video games saw these worlds to be like. There was some really cool fan art I remember from this title here. There we go. We got this cool wizard and like the animal beast that would like kind of like appear throughout the title. The bear. And that was something else too. Each one was like, oh, what's next? And then typically you had a couple of attacks. B was usually this attack that was almost like just impossible to like defend against. Like you can't, when he's usually in oh no, my controller's going low. Usually when he's in B attack mode, nothing can hurt your character. Oh no, almost every time. I won't say every time, almost every time. You have those, like I said, those little pitfalls there. Now we will try the code here. So it's, I think if you hold A and then press start, you should pick up on the level that you left off on. So there we go. Something else my half brother showed me, and I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Something that I was like, why don't all the games have that? And there was, I think, oh no. Okay, that was smart. And I think that was a pretty common code for a lot of games. You just hold down like the A, or even like maybe all three buttons and press start, and you'd be able to like either pick up on the level that you started on, or maybe even start over. Alright, You always forget about that guy. And then you turn into the bear. You press B, and then nothing can typically get in your way. Now this one's a little bit different. You just kind of stand behind here and just do this as a little cheat. I'm going to turn the mic off and grab me some coffee while we take care of this real quick. That's how it's done, peoples. Believe it or not, that never gets old. No matter how many times you played this game, the welcome to your power up, like those things just never get old to me. I love it. I speak a lot about video game magazines and fan art and that kind of stuff. That was really where it was at back in the day, you guys. Like, that's how you got all your information. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. All your cheat codes.
Power up.
How you figured out when a game was coming out or what anything might even look like. A new Game Boy, perhaps, or what a new controller might look like. Release dates. Let's just go ahead and we'll start this one over again. Hold down A. Press start. Can't tell you how many times as a teenager I would screw that up and get so mad.
Power up.
It's like a ball punch. What is this one? Oh, this is one of my favorite animals, actually, you guys.
Power up.
Actually, I think this is. I think this is my favorite animal out of the whole title here. Punch, you stupid. Power up. Just like punching people in the head. Their heads are just like exploding. No, I need that. Give it to me. Give me the power up. No, oh, you son of a... I hate these things. These are like my least favorite. Ah, I hate you so much. You can't even like punch them. I don't understand that. I hate those guys. They've always been my... You can't do anything unless you... Oh, these... Get out of here. Give me the power up. Tiger. He like shoots oranges. But then he's got this right here. It's just like, I mean, come on, forget about it. It's kind of like the bear and the wolf attack. And this guy's no match for it. Oh, game, I've been putting up with your crap. Come here. Yeah, nothing to say now, huh, punk? Alright. Yeah, this tiger's always been my favorite.
Welcome to your doom.
Welcome to your doom. No! But this is a game that I've talked about as far as these titles go, where it's like, you know, games you ask for, games you didn't ask for, some games that you, oh shoot, didn't ask for and never wanted. To me, this definitely falls into the category of games you just didn't ask for, but you definitely enjoy playing and going back. It's a very like simple game, but I mean the designs are very cool. The music's not bad. And the overall story is just pretty simple. I mean, you're just a dude trying to save the girl. Turn into like this cool, like Arnold Schwarzenegger looking dude throughout the game. Which I think is a pretty cool like concept. Oh my gosh, I'm getting... Yeah, stay away from me. I'm like manhandled over here. But it's just like a very cool concept. Like, you know, you just go through the game, start off as like a regular dude, you get buff as you go through. Like, that's kind of like, you know, what teenager doesn't want to play that character? It's not like Mario, you just get like bigger. It's like this dude's getting ripped. It's like Dolph Lundgren over here or something. Look at this dude. Power up. I mean, look at him. Look at those arms. I mean, I was like, I'm sure if he... Oh my gosh. And of course, like, the longer it takes you to power up, the longer it takes for you to, like, come up against this guy here. Oh, it's all jacked up. What's going on here? Punch. Alright. What if I can beat this game? In this one? Nah, probably not this one video. But yeah, I can still remember what it felt like. That it was almost like unreal. Like I'm like, wait, did I really just beat the game? You know, like did this really just happen? You have one more level after this where you go through as the wolf, but it's almost like a superpower kind of a wolf, even more powerful than the original wolf, believe it or not. Oh wow, he toasted me right there. And that's basically the end of the game. But that's going to be the end of the game for me. My alarm is going to set off here in just a few. But thank you so much for hanging out and chilling with me here as we've kind of run through one of my favorite titles from Sega Genesis, and the very first Sega Genesis title that I ever got a chance to play. Very cool, brings back a lot of memories, and really one of the reasons why I'm still playing video games today. I think if my dad had bought me another system like Nintendo, where it was just like weekend after weekend of renting games and not being able to figure them out, I probably would have given them up at some point. But the Sega Genesis opened up this whole avenue of titles that just allowed me to um, keep coming back, and then also wanting to try new titles as well. It was like once I beat Altered Beast and I beat Sonic the Hedgehog, it was like, all right, well, now I have to beat Streets of Rage. Now I have to beat Urban Strike. Now I have to beat Vector Man. Now I have to beat X-Men. Like all these different titles that came out, and I did. Like there became this long list now of video games that I was actually able to figure out and accomplish, and it would not have happened without this title. So Altered Beast will always hold a very, very dear place in my heart when it comes to video games and my love for them. Guys, I want to shoot out my love to you. Thank you so much for just hanging out with me and watching me play these silly video games. I know they're not the best. I know I'm not the best at them. Stella. I never noticed that before. Who's this Stella lady on the... Wow, I never noticed that in all the years I've been playing this video game, that the cough and say Stella. Stella! Yeah, I know these games aren't the best. I'm not the best at them, but you hang out with me, and I love you guys for it. Please, guys, take care of each other. Love each other. And until next time, remember, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. Thank you so much for hanging out in Rob's Arcade. And I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.